Oh my god!
Oh my god!
The like sucks you into the seat.
Let's back it
No,
up.
I'm okay.
And we're just gonna tap it.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. To be spin. Oh fuck! Man, that was really crazy. Like a 25. So just chilling. That is insane. Jesus Christ. It's all that electric power, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, let's engage this launch control. Let Slappy experience this thing.
God damn. What the fuck? Jesus. I'm gonna put my head back on. Oh. Dude, that felt like something like the top thrill dragster. Holy crap.
Was that fun?
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What?
I know, dude. It's insane. What's going on, guys? Today I get to review probably one of the coolest cars I'm probably ever honestly going to review when it comes to a vehicle and being a vehicle. It's insane. So you can see a little sneak peek of it. I don't know if you guys can tell what it is yet, but today I get to review a 2016 Tesla P100D. This thing, I've already driven it a little bit, but holy crap, is this thing absolutely insanely fast. Like, when they say like this thing has ludicrous mode, it is so quick from a dig. Even in the rain, it is so fast from a dig. Just snaps your head back like a top thrill dragster. But let's get into some of the specs, features, what you get for, you know, $120,000 plus. So let's get right into it before these bugs eat me alive. In front of this thing, you're gonna have this little thing that they like to call the frunk of the car, which truly does have a decent amount of storage. Like, this is a pretty big pit for whatever you want to do. Put your groceries, put whatever, and even if you want to try to fit a person here, there's still a get out of jail free card basically if someone wants to try to kidnap you. But there's a decent amount of space in that front of it, but it just looks so weird because there's not a motor up there. Like, I get Porsche, BMW, and some other cars like that have, I don't know why I said BMW, BMW definitely does not, but Porsche, Mercedes on some cars, some of their F1 cars have motors in the back. It's just weird to look at the front of a car and not have a motor up there. So, all right, we're done with the frunk. And when you close this, you want to take both hands and press down rather than just taking one spot and putting a dent in the hood, always. These wheels are the Performance Pack wheels. You have your 4-piston Brembos up front with some Pirelli all-season tires. You have one of your side sensing cameras right here. There's supposedly 16 cameras on the outside of this vehicle. I can't count that many. I have not seen that many, but you can obviously see you have like your little sensors right here. And your biggest, most important camera is actually right up here, which does the autonomous driving. It does all of the stuff that you need to see when you're, you know, right in front of you. The door handles are kind of cool. So you walk up, you get close to the car, you have to just push it in. Or it typically senses the key, but since I've been sitting around it, it didn't want to sense it, and you just open it right up. So the second you open up these doors, you kind of see, okay, this car's like $115,000, $120,000 depending on the model. And this interior is like, it's nice, but for what you get, it like isn't that nice. Let me turn on this radio real quick. You have nice wood grain up here. You have some suede. You have leather dash up top. You have okay, the ceiling's nice. You have a really nice suede ceiling. You have this huge panoramic sunroof that has a little divider in the middle. The only thing that does suck, which the owner says, is the fact that there's no sunshade. But even though there's no sunshade for this, he said that something they put in from the factory, like a UV tint or something like that, it does not get hot in here whatsoever. So that's a big plus in my eyes. Like, I wouldn't want my car to have like nothing up top and my car just be baking all day long. So let's get into the settings on the Tesla P100D. So you have your exterior lighting. So you can choose all your parking mode on auto, whatever. Front fog lights. You can fold your mirrors in. Let's close the door real quick. So if you want to fold your mirrors in, go back over here. You're going to go to fold. And the mirrors will come in. To open the sunroof, you can click open, and then you can choose the percentage of how far you want it to open, which I think is so neat. So we're going to close that. And this opens up your charging port out back, which I don't need open right now. So this brought up the actual charging menu itself. So if you want to set the limit, you grab this little guy right here, you click set limit, it's done, and you drag exactly where you want your battery percentage. All right, so while the car is going to be driving itself for the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna go over the quick controls list. You have all your exterior lighting, you have your fog lights. You can, what else can you do? You can unlock and lock, open the sunroof, vent it. I'm not gonna do all this stuff because it's raining right now. Adjust the screen brightness, so we'll turn that up so you can see it a little bit better. So the suspension also has some, I should turn that down real quick. Suspension actually has some cool modes. So you have a very high ride height, which you have to be on the brake for it to be doing, so I can't currently do that at the moment. You have high, standard, and then you have pretty much slam to the ground, which is also really freaking badass. Then you have your lighting, which I already went over. You have your driving right here. So you have chill, you have sport, you have ludicrous, and you have, which we're in right now, which is ludicrous plus. So this car is extremely fast. As you have just seen from a dead stop, you can choose your regenerative braking from standard to low depending on how hard you want it to slow down on its own. So when you let off the pedal, it literally starts feeling as if it's braking, but it's not. It's just the electric motor is doing the braking itself. The Autopilot feature, you have to have all the stuff set to beta and all that stuff on so it can actually drive itself like it's currently doing right now. It's adjusting parameters, reading the side of the road, reading the lanes. It is so crazy that this thing is freaking driving itself. Unfortunately, it's raining out right now, and I'm having to do the review in the rain, but hey, when someone offers you this kind of opportunity, you take it, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to review this car, because this thing is absolutely insane. Insane. So, I'll click the top button up here, Tesla. It's gonna give you this model up thing. Let's swipe up right here. Nope, cancel. Swipe up. Come on. There we go. So you have the 007 little car. Oh my gosh, cancel that. 007 car, you have the moon feature, you have a fart cannon, so if you want to put a fart thing, fart on demand, fart on turn signal. So if I click the turn signal, it makes a fart noise on the passenger seat. So turn signal, every time you do the turn signal, it's going to fart. That's kind of cool. It's kind of silly, but what else do you got in here? You got 007 mode. Don't know what that does. What else do you got? This is fun to play with stuff. The Fireplace Mode, which is kind of neat. He was showing me a little bit of it earlier. Turn up the volume. Got the fireplace music going. Freaking crazy, man. The things that Elon thinks of. The things that Elon thinks of. Let's go back in there one more time and see if we can't find any more settings. Let's mute that. Let's mute that. Sorry if I'm going just like one thing to the next to the next to the next. This is just the way I do it. I talk and I go based off stuff. So I'm gonna skip one real quick feature that I don't like about this car. So let's get out. Let's unlock these doors. Let's go to the back seat. So let's move this stuff over real quick. Scoot this over. So I'm 5'11". I have this back seat pretty far back. The only thing I don't like about this is, you'll notice, look how high my actual leg sits, you know, my actual knee, the angle of my leg sits compared to the floor. It's because the floor is where all the batteries are, so this is a lot more elevated than a normal floor. Another cool thing on this is, you got two charging ports back here, but that's not the other cool thing. Typically, on the back seat of a car, is you're going to have this little hump, depending on what the car is, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or just rear-wheel drive. Typically, all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars will have a tunnel that comes through here, which will give it like a 6 to 12-inch hump. This, since it's all battery, it's just flat and level all the way across, which is also kind of cool. So, but no, the back room's got a decent amount of room. I mean, my head's not, I mean, if you're over 6 foot, 6'1" on a long road trip, this isn't going to be too comfortable. I mean, you kind of slouch down, but then you got poor posture. But the headroom isn't not poor. It's not made for someone that's really over 6 foot, though. Around of the car on the outside, give you a little view of it. It's a sharp looking car, and supposedly this is one of the most aerodynamic cars out there, because the whole front grille is pretty much just, other than the plate being a big square feature that just kind of stops wind right there, but it's so smooth because you don't need to have grille for a lot of airflow or cooling or anything like that. The air just warps right around it. It's such a linear design, so smooth, so like it's so streamlined. Like, it's perfect for aerodynamics. So if it got gas mileage, you'd get really good gas mileage, but it's electric. So it's ironic that I'm doing this review at a gas station. It's like counterintuitive. I'm doing this review at a gas station on an electric car, but let me go back in. So the cameras are right here too. There's a camera right here that's hidden, which is actually kind of hard to see. You have your sensors back here, like most cars do. They have all their sensors across the back. And there's a camera embedded inside that taillight too. And then you obviously have your rear camera, like most cars have. I don't know, all around, this car is a pretty sleek looking car. I genuinely like this. The only thing weird about this car when you're driving it is the second you give it gas, or throttle, should you say, is there's no noise. You just hear a little whining noise, like it's like wee. It doesn't really do the justice of a gas car. I don't know if it can replace that like feeling, or you know, it's just weird. I don't know how I can appreciate an electric car in terms of like, oh wow, like you floor it, you want to hear that exhaust noise, and you just don't get to experience it. But when you do ride in this car and you do floor it, you don't really care about the noise. Like that just goes right out the window because of how hard this car just rips. To unlock the truck, and by the way, this is the key. It's literally a Tesla car. So you're gonna double tap this little guy. This guy's gonna pop up. There is a decent amount of storage back here. This thing is pretty freaking big. We'll give Tesla that. They did a great job with the trunk. This thing, I mean, it's a hatch. It's huge. So you want to close it, you just double tap the little button on the car, and it closes. Simple, simplistic, simple. All right, now let's go for a drive. The handle's already out. Let's do this. So you get in. The weirdest thing about getting in here is, okay, the car's off. I just click the brake pedal, and the car's on because the key's in my pocket. So to put it in drive, you just tap this little guy down, put it in park, you just push this guy in, and put it in reverse, you just go like that. You go up on it. So let's hit the road. So right now, the speed limit's 45. This car's doing clearly like 37. I have my distance set to 3. I had it set to 3 cars. 3 car lengths behind this car right now. It's freaking incredible how good this car is. It's staying in its lane and just driving. Like, I don't have to do anything. I'm just chilling here right now. Like, there's no feet. Let me turn on the light real quick. There's no feet on the freaking accelerator. I'm just chilling. The steering wheel's doing its thing. Like, look at that. That is so trippy. I'm not doing anything right now. It's correcting itself. It's seeing puddles in the ground, and it's still able to protect. You can see the sensors going off right there on left and right side. That is so crazy. All right, we're going to take this thing to the highway and see how it does on the highway in the rain at night. I don't think there's literally a better place or time to test this than at night while it's raining on the highway, because I think that's going to mess with the sensors to like the uttermost limit. So let's see what it does. All right, we finally made it onto the highway. We're going to engage the cruise control. You guys see he's got it set to 80, so let it do its thing. I'm very nervous, but it's turning. It's doing its thing. I wonder if it'll overtake. If I turn my signal on, will it overtake this guy? Will it get over? Oh my god, it's getting over! And then, oh, this is so dope.
Holy shit.
So it's currently doing 80 by itself on the highway, passing vehicles. It showed a semi in the display. That is the display. You guys are seeing firsthand what a car is doing on its own. This is battery life is at like 45-50%. Car gets out of the way. Does the car accelerate? Here she goes. Quickly too, wow. I'm not touching anything with my feet right now. Nothing. I have not done anything since I've gotten on the expressway for a minute and a half. This is the first time in my life. All right, try it for one more time from a dead stop. Here we go. Ready, set, go. 60. Oh my god. So I figured out launch control. So press brake, press accelerator, let off accelerator, launch mode enabled, click accelerator, motor start torquing up.
Shit.
So the Tesla is going to take this corner completely on its own right now. I'm not touching anything whatsoever. So we're about to take this corner. Nobody's driving.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Oh. It's driving itself. That is so wicked.
God.
Max battery power, yes. So you got to hold down the ludicrous. Come on. Yes.
just shifted the pad.
It's gonna go into hyper mode. It's gonna say, do you want your mommy, or yes, bring it on. Click yes, bring it on. Another thing to note on this car is when you're below 60% battery, it will not allow you to go to Ludicrous Plus mode. So if you're at the track, you shouldn't even be risking it, but if you're at the track and you're below 60% battery, you're not gonna be able to use your Ludicrous Plus. You're not gonna be able to use launch control. You're not gonna have the full performance of this car. Just a little side note right there. So just to give you a quick thing on the charger thing, when you wanna take it out, you click this, click it one more time, it'll turn white. It'll turn white. That's when you can pull it out. And then you just plug it back in your charger, start flashing green. And then it'll say, starting to charge. Charging will start momentarily, and then you'll see it actually start to engage. 10 hours and 30 minutes remaining to charge. It's upping the amps right there to 40 amp charging. And it's gonna show you right there how many miles per hour it's gonna charge at. So it's pretty cool. That is all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm sorry it wasn't as detailed as I'd like. I wanted to throw in a couple of details right now as the car's currently driving me home. This car does weigh 5,500 pounds. The 0 to 60 time on it is theoretically 2.4 to 2.8 seconds, depending on your environment you're in. To activate, oh, come on, stay in your lane, buddy. To activate launch control, you put it in Ludicrous Plus. Yes or no, I don't want my mommy. You tap the brake pedal, hit the accelerator, let off the accelerator, hit the accelerator once it says launch mode, let off the brake, boom, there it goes. Puts power to each individual wheel that it needs to have the most optimal traction. Another thing that I wanted to state is the quarter mile on this car is a 10.5 or under, and the 60 foot is like a 1.2 to 1.4, which is crazy fast for just being an electric car. Like, I cannot wait to see the Tesla Roadster come out. That is what I'm truly looking forward to. So another cool thing is I'm literally just talking to you guys right now, and I'm not having to do a damn thing. Like, I'm just chilling here, and that makes me happy. It just makes me happy. So thank you again to the owner of this car for letting me drive it and talk about it and go in depth somewhat of what this Tesla P100D has to offer. He also states that this is one of the best cars he's ever driven in the wintertime too. So I guess I'll have to test that out in the winter for myself. But yeah, this car is awesome. I can see myself getting a Tesla Model 3 dual motor somewhere in the near future. I just absolutely love these cars, hands down. So shout out to Tesla, shout out to Elon. He did an amazing job with these cars. The attention to detail, all the little quirks, all the little options, the Easter eggs, all of it. It's so in tune with the driver and making a driver happy. Like, you don't get in here and you're like, oh, I got to go for a drive. I got to drive to work. It's like, no, I get to drive to work. I get to enjoy it. Like, it's so pleasurable. So anyways, guys, if you did like the review, give me a thumbs up. Like this, which is giving me a thumbs up. Share this, subscribe, please. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best to get these reviews out to you and try to show you all these different cars from just one person's experience, I guess, or one person's point of view. So always, guys, have a great day. Stay blessed, stay humble, and get after your goals. Till next time, peace.